Notice that the word does not say a husband finds a wife. It says a man. This means that our hormones in our body can make you trust the person that's hugging you if they're hugging you for more than 20 seconds. And that means that you make happen what you say. You become what you speak. They don't pay your bills. They don't live your life, and they don't carry your dreams. So stop giving them power. You need to train your mind to speak life and happiness into your body. This is the Ever Airwaves Think podcast, brought to you by Live One Company, where we explore ideas that challenge, comfort, and clarify. I'm Liv, and in every episode, we break down life's complexities with intellect, insight, and a touch of curiosity. All right, we're on air. Hey, we're back to these psychological truths that were trending forums on Reddit and Quora. And like I told you, I stay in these Reddit and Quora streets because the discussion and the depth of it and the brevity of it all is so deep. Unmatched, okay? Real conversations going on over there. But anyway, these psychological truths have been psychosomatically messing us up, and we don't even know it. If you were here last episode, and if you weren't, go catch up, okay? We started talking about the 9 psychological things that are ruining you. I gave you the first 4 last time, along with a little story time about how a big back messy drag queen tried to play in my face at a Maxwell concert. But anywho, to refresh your memory, we did cover how 1 negative comment can wipe out 5 good memories, why smart women stay choosy with their love life, how your creativity peaks at night but dips during the day, and why women are the real MVPs with pain tolerance. We're not done. We still have 5 through 9 to knock out in this episode. Let's go. The next thing that is playing on your psyche is anything your mind says triggers a response in your body. Hear me out. If you keep telling yourself, I'm stressed, I'm tired, I'm overwhelmed, your body is like, okay, bet, let's manifest that. That's how powerful your thoughts are. I want to say over the last few years, I've become much more careful with my thoughts because negative thoughts have such a quick and sneaky way of entering your mind. I mean, scroll through social media and there will be a post of something crazy that irritates your soul, and your mind will feed into that. If you're not careful, it will lay itself right into your thoughts to get to you further and negatively affect you, your day, and everything. So just stop thinking negative and think positive. Let me tell you about one of my friends who I really think she allowed her mind to mess up her relationship. She was getting pretty serious in this relationship, and the guy proposed to her and everything. He did it big too when he proposed. He proposed to her on the beach in Turks and Caicos. And I was like, okay, like, yeah, girl, he's the one. I can see it now. Destination wedding, here we come. That was me like hyping her up, giving her encouragement after her huge engagement. And she was all happy until about a month or 2 later. You know, she started calling me up and texting me saying, what if he cheats on me? Or what if we don't make it down the aisle? What if we get married but then get divorced? And I'm like, nah, girl, don't think like that. That man loves you. Like, seriously, all of us, like when I say us, I'm talking about our group of friends, could like see she was deeply in love with the man and he was deeply in love with her. And we all were like, you need to stop talking like that. Like, this is not cool. She was welcoming energy that didn't even exist. And now that she was creating this energy and now putting it out there into the universe, and we know that once energy is out there, it never dies. It transforms. Like, this is the law of energy conservation. So this means that the energy you put out there will remain constant. And that's what was happening. Our minds and our tongues are very powerful. Proverbs 18:21 tells us that life and death are in the power of the tongue. And that means that you make happen what you say. You become what you speak. Your situation becomes what you speak over it. Speak life over it and not death. Speak good things only and not bad and devastating things. Unfortunately for my friend,
She did not listen to me at all. 7 months into her engagement, she was straight up accusing her man every day of cheating. My friend had a problem, a serious problem. Daily, she was saying that she just knows her man is going to cheat on her and be unfaithful. She had no proof. She had no concept or anything that he was doing so. He was being faithful. He was a good guy. He was getting ready for the wedding. And as I said, it wasn't even happening until it did, until he became fed up and he said, you know what? She's accusing me of doing something. I might as well do it. By the time the end of the year rolled around, her man was out there talking to other women. And how do we know this? You know how we women do. My friend and her Inspector Gadget self used his face to unlock his phone while he was asleep and got into his DMs on Instagram and was tracing all his likes and discovered that he had just recently started engaging scantily clad women and was like on thirst trap pages. He even had sneaky link planning going on in his messages. So basically, my friend, she did break it off with him. She ended the engagement. They're no longer together. But, you know, I'm like, dang, she manifested that. Also, we do know that if a man don't do anything else, he will embarrass you. I have to put that on him too. My friend, she was so hurt. Although she's not necessarily responsible for his actions, I do think she manifested his cheating to a degree. I truly feel like to an extent, she spoke that into existence because she had already played it out in her mind. She was like digging further and further and further and just saying all kinds of things. She was always saying and detailing all the ways she felt he would be unfaithful to her. None of this was happening, and there were no signs or evidence of this behavior from him. It was her own paranoia and distrust in men from past relationships taking over her mind. He was fed up with all her accusations. Who wants to propose to someone with a big fat ring and then be accused from sunrise to sunset all day, every day of being cheated on? So he basically checked out and was like, I might as well go cheat. Since you're accusing me of it, you won't stop accusing me. Let me go ahead and do what you said I was doing. And that's pretty much how he carried things. He felt like he was in a lose-lose situation. And he was. At this point, he was emotionally cheating on her, but he was not physically cheating on her. It hadn't gotten to that point, but they ended up calling it quits. After that situation, I had to put my friend on my sick and shut-in list. I was praying for her daily. I had to tell her, you cannot do that again, like ever. He was a good man, Savannah. Now look what you did. I feel like she played a part in the demise of her relationship and almost husband. Even though he is responsible for his actions, she played a part. She spoke that into existence. She's married now and she's very happy. But I will never forget how she outlined for me how her ex was cheating on her and how they break up. And I was like, Lord, help her, child. I say all this to say, next time you catch yourself spiraling, pause. Say to yourself, all is well. I'm happy. I'm healthy. I'm favored. He loves me. Jesus loves me. Whatever positive things you can say to combat any negative thoughts, even if you don't fully believe it yet, you need to train your mind to speak life and happiness into your body. The next thing you're letting mess up your life, and you don't even realize it, is when you feel low on something like money, you obsess over it. You ever been broke and suddenly everything costs $100 or more? It's like the universe knows you ain't got it. When you're in that scarcity mindset, it takes over. You start overthinking every penny, every decision, and honestly, it drains you. The key is to focus on what you can control, budget, but don't obsess. Remind yourself money flows, don't let it chokehold your peace. And the same goes for the need to have a man and be in a relationship when you don't have one. You start obsessing over it and are bound to choose any old thing out there that doesn't even meet your standards. My man, my man, my man. No, stop obsessing over not having a man at the moment and focus on what you can control right now, which is you, and preparing yourself for a husband. The next thing I'm about to say is so cliche. Well, let me take that back. Not cliche because it's biblical, but the Bible says that when a man finds a wife,
He finds a good thing and obtains favor with the Lord. Everything in that scripture is super important, but I need for you to zone all the way in on a key word, and that word is wife. He said when a man finds a wife, not finds a woman, but finds a wife. That means you should already be wifey material when your man comes to find you. Notice that the word does not say a husband finds a wife. It says a man. And God is very intentional about his word. So that means you should stop obsessing over having a man and being obsessive over things instead that prepare you and make you a wife. That means also you should be busy working on yourself and the things that you can control. And then once he makes you his wife, what you can control is making that man, your man, a husband. Now, this is a little deep for surface level thinkers, but hopefully you're not a surface level thinker, but a deep thinker and know how to draw connections. Hopefully you're following me here, but like I always say, we can tussle in the comments if you like, but keep it cute. Back to the psychological message at hand. Whatever you're low in life, or if you lack something in life, don't obsess over it. Don't obsess over the problem. Instead, focus on all the things surrounding the problem that you can actually improve. Like there's something you could do about it. You can control it, but not the actual problem, the things that you can't control. Okay, we're on number 7, but this one right here has ruined a lot of people's lives. A hug longer than 20 seconds builds trust. Let that sink in. Okay, this means that our hormones in our body can make you trust the person that's hugging you if they're hugging you for more than 20 seconds. So you're just out here hugging and trusting any and everybody. But this is a psychological thing, and I'm going to get straight to the point on this one. Listen, if your daughter or even you don't feel right hugging someone, don't do it, period. Kids, they can sense vibes before we do sometimes. And if your child says, I don't want to hug Uncle so-and-so or your cousin or your friend or whoever, back her up. And the same goes for your sons too, okay? Back them up. There's no debate, no guilt trips. Protect your cubs. And if someone calls you overprotective, tell them to hug a boundary instead. Okay? All right. The next one that's messing y'all up is we're naturally second guessing ourselves because of others' opinions. We have to stop seeking others' approval. I do not approve of your opinion, sir. Ma'am, thank you. Next. How many times have you talked yourself out of doing something, wearing something, or saying something because you were worried about what they would think? People are going to think. That's what we do. That's what our brains were created to do. They think, they have opinions, they like, they dislike, they approve, they deny. Well, unfortunately, there are some brains that are out there that are just straight malfunctioning. But as I was saying, they don't pay your bills. They don't live your life and they don't carry your dreams. So stop giving them power, your power. Take up space and let them deal with it. Ignore and live your life. Okay, so we've arrived at the final one, number 9, and it's our bodies can respond to things now that will happen sometime in the future, and it also can respond to things that won't ever happen. These are mind games within themselves. Have you ever had a feeling like something's about to go down and suddenly your heart's racing or your hands are sweaty? That's your unconscious self picking up on cues. Sometimes we're right, and then there's a lot of times we're wrong, just us allowing our minds to play tricks on us. Let me tell you a story. When I was an undergrad, my senior year in college, I was pushing my life to the max, right? I was working pretty much full-time hours, had an internship for the entire semester at a news station as an assignment editor, and also was paying and had my own place, my own apartment. And again, hello, I was in school full-time. That was me. And I was just as independent as I could be. I honestly have always been this way. It's me like trying to prove something to my own self. That's just how I am. But during that time, I had got so anxious in life during my senior year, and I just started having these dreams. Actually, you know what? They probably were nightmares because I was dreaming that out of the 5 classes I had my last semester of my senior year, I was missing 2 of them. I was dreaming that I wasn't making it to class. And these 2 classes were only one each a week. So there was 2 classes. One was like on a Monday and then one was on a Wednesday. And in my dream, I was dreaming that I was actually missing those classes because those classes, with them being once a week, they're like 2.5 hours long for that week. And then that's it. And then you don't go back again till the next week. I was having a reoccurring dream that I was missing my classes. And I was waking up in cold sweats and pulling out my schedule to double check. And even one day I got up, I was taking a nap. I think I was off from school and off from my internship for one of the days. And I got up around 7 p.m. and ran across campus to the west side. Getting across campus was not always a quick thing. When I got over there, the building was closed. There was no class. It wasn't even the day I was supposed to be over there for class. The funny thing is, it was a psychology class, if I remember correctly. It was just me thinking I wasn't going to have all my credits come May in time for graduation and that I wasn't going to be able to walk on graduation day. And it was just this panic that I had created. And then my best friend at the time, she was like, chill, like you've been going to class, you're doing just fine. And then she reminded me, like, go online, check your attendance. And I pulled up my attendance. I had no issues. I had been to both classes every single week, never missing anything. I had high remarks, still on the dean's list, no concerns, hadn't missed a class, not one, no academic warnings. Here's the thing. Don't let these type of feelings run wild in your mind. Stop assuming the worst. Have you ever seen the movie Inception with Leonardo DiCaprio? That's how you're going to have to like rule your life. If you start having these thoughts and you're thinking about the future, things that will or will never even happen, you have to rewrite the narrative. You have to manifest the outcome you want and not the one you're scared of. Told you, these Reddit and Quora streets are wild. They're outside and these discussions are deep. But this is the kind of stuff messing with your mind on the low. You need to recognize it, flip it, and protect your peace. Catch y'all next time. And remember, your psyche deserves softness, clarity, and care. Stay tuned, stay smart, and stay unbothered. Thanks for listening to the Ever Airwaves Think podcast. If today's episode made you elevate, share it with someone who needs it. Until next time, keep questioning until you have those answers. I'm out.